Hey everybody, hope you're well. Tell me if you can hear me. There shouldn't be too much of a delay on this at all. Big hello to everyone. And yeah, I'm just in my room in Barcelona where I've been taking more Spanish classes this week. But yeah, give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. All right, hopefully you can. I'm following the chat. I have been following, been lurking a lot during the last few days. Trip says you can hear me, so that's good. You've got a few of us here, and hopefully we're live. I guess we are live. Haven't done one of these for about 4 years, over 4 years. But yeah, I'm streaming. Here I am tonight. Getting to food chat earlier. I'm going to have my favorite arroz negro, black rice. Okay. Hey Simon, how you doing? Let me see. Have some quick shout outs here. So I knew a few people might be watching this back. That's fine. Probably shouldn't be that long. I've tried to make it in a way that it'll keep moving, and then we'll have some time for questions at the end. Or if you missed your name, or if you're not sure if you've been drawn yet or something like that, you can message it in the chat, and I'll keep an eye on it. Okay. Hello to John Gray. I think he was the first in. He was in today, and also hello to Thomas Martinez, Colin Mustafa, to Trip in the US, to Jeffrey Mobbs, hey, to Paul, who I did block for 10 seconds to see if I could in the chat. Hello to, who else have we got there? Mike Steele, hi Mike, hi Wayne. Again, thanks for letting me block you. Kroom's in there. Don't think I missed anyone. Oh, maybe I did. Yeah, Lance is in from Isle of Man, great. Who else? We got Bob Pook, hey Bob, hopefully you're well. Hey Simon from Germany, awesome. And Wayne's got a good one. I don't know if you start. What am I wearing? Bottom half, and it is an old trick. But let's just say I won't show you the whole thing. But I'm wearing pajama pants because why not? It's my week off, so I don't even know why I'm doing this, but I'm doing it. I know I'm doing it because hopefully everyone is excited for ECL and Western Shield, of course, next week. And it's going to be great. It's fun. It's just fun. I know people love the ECL. It's now, what's it, 5.5 years since we first did it. It was our first proper tournament. So, Wayne. Yeah, exactly. But at least I am wearing pants. Now you know that is true. All right. So, okay, if I need to cough, I don't have a cough button. So I'm going to do this, right? All right. Hopefully that worked too. See, without two circles, really, a lot of the gloss goes off the productions. But I've made a system so that if I press a button, the whole of Group A will just go, and I'm going to read them out. Okay, so we got almost 280 people. There's a few gaps, but that's fine because there's always people that come in and say, "Oh, give me a team." I can give them one of the gaps at random. Okay, so this is the thing. If you do want to subscribe to my channel, which is not really my plan because I pretty much do all my stuff on ECN. But who knows? Maybe when I feel like it, I'll do some more streams. Now I know how, and we can just chat because I know there's a bit less noise in these chats than the actual match chat. Plus, I'm not so busy because I'm not calling the game right now. So it's weird to be so focused on one thing. All right. John says, waiting for new ECM patch on my jacket. Hopefully, I'll have a solution next week. So I hear. But have these jackets. They've said, hey, look, we can grandfather them in. What do you think of the new branding? The other thing that I'm doing right now that might distract me is that, as you know, we're just tweaking the graphics a bit. So often things are coming to me for my kind of perusal, if I think it looks good or not, from one of the voices they listen to, which is nice because I do look at them a lot. And so do you guys. So do you. I mean, you guys watch a lot of ECN. So, yeah, you want to be able to read the screen really clearly, and even when you're on your phone, things like that. All right, before we go, I'm planning to start in a minute. Do we have any random questions you want to ask me, or are we just going to go for it? I'm watching the chat. I'm going to sit and have a drink from my non-sponsor partner. Thank you very much. Okay. Yeah, and the Derek, good question from Thomas. Where is Derek? I don't think he's been on. I mean, I've only seen bits and pieces today. But I heard we'll have him by Western Shield. He's been on a holiday. He's might have had all kinds of surgery. Now he's famous. So Yeah, we'll wait and see. But are we good? Gregor, hello to you. I think I said hello to everyone else. Should we get going? All right. Let's rock and roll. Okay. Oh, yeah, Derek. Derek looks like the StreamYard. Yeah. So because I don't really stream. So I got a tip that I can use StreamYard, and so I'm just using their free one. Says I don't know if I'll do it again because I'll be pretty busy. Okay, are you ready? Free Derek from Lance. All right, I'm doing it. Here we go. Are you ready? I am going. So oh yeah, let me explain how I'm going to do it. So I made a program that will allocate the names randomly, group by group. There's 35 teams. And I don't need to explain to you guys, but you probably know by now. So 7 groups, 5 teams per group. So because we have basically 8 times as many people as teams, then every club, every team will have 8 names. Some just have 7, but we'll have 8 names. And I'll just click a button and I'll say, right, Group A, this team, this is who's in it. All right? Feel like you're ready and you understand. But if you have any questions, fire them away at the same time. Are you ready? Okay, hold on. I'm going to ask you a question before we go. What's your dream team? Does anyone put in your, let's make it interactive so you're not just listening to me. What's your dream team that you want to get in the sweep? Put it in now. I'll give you 1 minute and I'm going to have another sip because I'm thirsty. And yeah, I'll give you 1 minute to put what's the team you really want. And let's see if anyone gets their team. All right? So what do we got in here? Yeah, if you've been trying to work out the odds of someone actually getting their team out of all of you. But yeah, let us know. Meanwhile, I'm just going to check this message that's been sent to me because yeah, working really hard on the graphics, and to be ready for Western Shield, we need to make sure that it's all kind of signed off very quickly. So don't panic if you don't see me for a second. I promise I'll come back. All right, Paul Kevin says Roma CC, cool. Tim Harmer wants Hornchurch, but a few people want Hornchurch. They look very strong. Hornchurch in Group B. I may disappear for a sec, but don't panic if I do. Because I'm checking something. All right, back. Are you with me? Oh, where'd I go? That was weird. Don't tell me that clicking out of it's giving me a technical snafu. Let me see. Is that how thin I am now? I've been trying to be healthy, but okay, hold on. Let's go. Am I here? Wowzers. All right. Well, this wasn't in the plans. No, that's not helping. All right. It's going so well as well. All right. I'm too skinny. Okay, hold on. I'm going to take this banner down then. I'll take this down. The one thing I thought I knew how to do. Oh, now, all right. Well, this is for some. Hello. Tell me if you can hear me. All right. Try this. No, it's not that. Weird. Okay. Oh, am I back? Huh. So you guys seeing me fine? Are you? But on my screen, I look like I'm like this wide. Okay, so if you can see me, I'm good. Okay, that's the main thing. All right, I can put that back for fun then. All right, well, we found a glitch in the app, but I'm not using 2 circles. All right, so it's so weird on my screen, but all right, now I believe you. I'm actually watching it on YouTube as well, my other screen. So it seems good. Let's rock and roll. What were the teams before? Brno for Karoom. Okay, they're a cool team from Czechia. I'll be hoping to do better than last time they were at the Cardinal Oval. John saying Drur. I mean, a lot of people would love to get Drur. They're a fun team to cheer for, aren't they? Yeah, Thomas likes getting an underdog. Look, the universe will decide, okay? Let's go. All right. All right, let's see if we knock this over in about like 20 minutes. Ready, steady, drum roll. And if I click here. Okay, Group A. So yeah, Group A has Drur from France, Darmstadt CC of Germany, ACC Bucharest from Romania, Stari Grad from Serbia, and Peel and St John's from Isle of Man. It is, of course, the first group starting on Monday the 24th of February, goes till Wednesday the 26th of February. Bang. And I'm literally looking at the names, so I'm just going to read them out. So, Drur from France have been drawn by Ben Blandford, Matty Benton, Xander Erasmus, Stuart McLennan, David Frost, Keanu, Johnny Heesum, and Helix. So a couple of real regular viewers there that are in the chat, Johnny Heesum and Helix, that are still pretty actively involved in the chat, and I've seen Ben Blandford around as well. So yeah, Drur are your team. All right, moving on to Darmstadt CC. They'll play Drur in the first game, actually. Darmstadt from Germany. Okay, here we go. Darren Williams, Rakesh Oja, Shyam Shamsuddin, Chris Pai, Wazamatron, that's the Australian, Wazamatron, Timothy Lucas, Ross Taylor. Oh, yeah, by the way, I put our icon players in before telling them, but I'll tell them next week. But Ross Taylor of New Zealand, of course, and World 11 captain, has drawn Darmstadt CC. And also Raj Bir Sandhu, no relation. So they're the owners, if you like, of Darmstadt CC. Okay. And yeah, so that's two of the five teams. Now, ACC Bucharest, first time at the Kartma Oval, champions of Romania. But they've been a pretty top club there for a few years now. But yeah, it's their time. So that's been drawn by Ishfaq Kutu, as well as Steve Creed. The ECN robot, I put the robot in again, obviously. So the robot's drawn ACC Bucharest. Then Roger Carolan, Phil G has drawn ACC Bucharest. So yeah, we'll have to tell him. I think he's on air in like an hour and a half. Greg Last, Gian Kirby in Italy, and also Leslie the groundsman. Leslie is the groundsman from Roma CC, and I'm glad he hasn't drawn another club that's in Group G where they are. So that's ACC Bucharest. Stari Grad of Serbia, we have Nawab Faraz Farouk, as well as Monica. Buenos dias, Monica. Si estás viendo, if you're watching. Monica Ramos Acosta has got Stari Grad, as well as Trip. Trip, I know you're here. Trip, you have got Stari Grad of Serbia. So enjoy. Then JJ Naudi in Malta has Stari Grad. Daniela Chirita. Well, Daniela has drawn, believe it or not, she's drawn the team that's going against the Romanian team. We know she lives in Romania. So Daniela Chirita has Stari Grad. Tim Reedman has Stari Grad. I know Tim's always watching. Navneet Kaur Jutla has Stari Grad. And Kroom, you have Stari Grad. I know you wanted Burno, but you have Stari Grad. Hey, I've got to say, Stari Grad, fun team to watch. Yes, they're going to be underdogs, but they've got some really good young players in Serbia. Let's see how they go. Last team in Group A, Peel and St John's. So they're from Isle of Man. It's their first time coming. I think that they'll be pretty competitive, I think, compared to teams we've seen from Isle of Man in the past. And partly, just look at their team. Eddie Beard had a great ECC last year for Isle of Man. You've got their captain, Webster, who's actually got two Websters potentially. But yeah, Ollie Webster, the captain of Isle of Man, for sure plays for them. So, all right, here we go. And they have been drawn by Nate from Tennessee, as well as Tom Weston in the UK. Cheryl Richmond has drawn Peel and St John's in Group A. Martin J. Hurst has also drawn Peel and St John's. Lucas Stubbs in Croatia has drawn them, as well as Sean Ankin, Jazz Chatsy, and Oktay Golami. Okay, so that's Group A done and dusted. I'm going to just move straight along to Group B, I think, because if we don't, Might be a long video. Okay, here we go. So, Group B has been drawn. And, okay, this is the Hornchurch group as well as Northern CC, so the two English sides, as well as ACT of Austria, Austrian Cricket Tigers, Al Fatah of Cyprus, and Byron of Greece. Lance saying few because I obviously didn't want the Isle of Man side. I suppose you can go for them anyway. So, yeah, crew, hopefully you stick around with us, crew, anyway. I know if you've been drawn, feel free to let yourself out. John Higginbottom's got a good question about Roma CC in, Argentina Brescia in the competition. No, they're not, because the qualifiers from Italy are Roma CC. Remember, it's the champions of last year. However, the countries decide that that's how they're going to do it. So, John, good to have you with us. And I'm just checking that you've been in here, John, but I think you are. John Higginbottom, yeah, cool. Okay, John, actually, no, mate, John, tell me if you're on this list. If not, then what I'll do is at the end, I'm going to draw you a random one from what's left. Okay, John? All right, because yeah, like I say, we'll be able to fill in the gaps at random. Okay, yeah, so Roma CC, correct, Thomas, that's right. All right, ready to go for Group B? All I got to do is read it out. So, yeah, Chip saying that him and Kitty are there here till the end. Great. Hornchurch. Few people would like it, but here we go. Tanya Tanis, Marion Kay, Bob Pook. There you go, Bob. Little Alan, that is. Matt Aravidas, Neville Russ, Oace, and Martin Pervin. You've got Hornchurch of England, the defending champions. Okay. Northern CC, newly Cardiff Oval. I'll give you a bit of a tip. What's the word? Not tip. A fun fact about them. They're the only team, Northern CC, that are coming to this ECL that don't have one single player that has been before. That has played on ECN before. So they're all completely new to ECN cricket, but they're going to be really good. I know that already. Okay, you ready? Northern CC of England. Ian Smullen has Northern CC. Sujit Yadav has Northern CC. Santosh Kapase has Northern CC. Joe Burns, our icon player for European 11, he has Northern CC. So funny that he's basically got a British team, even though he's captaining Europe. And I'll have to have a chat with him about that next week. Ajay Jaiswal has Northern CC, as well as Tim Harmer. I think he might be around. Tim, you've got Northern CC, and James Metcalf has Northern CC. So there's the names for Northern CC. There is a gap there. It'll be filled in by one of our latecomers, if you like. Okay, Austrian Cricket Tigers are next. They'll be really fun to watch. They're a real danger team in this group. They've got a lot of Austrian representatives in there. Okay, ready? Here we go. ACT from Austria have Christopher Ward. Okay. Ricky Adams, Dane Kirby, Camphor, or Chris is in there for ACT. Nate Seacombe has ACT. Sam Bright, who I think is from Australia. Nico Fernando, so he plays in Italy, we know that. And Sam Downs, they're the owners, if you like, or the what do you call them, like drawees of ACT. See Tim Harmer's in there, so yeah, he's saying underdog, but look, Northern CC beat hundreds of other teams to win the T20 championship in England. So yeah, I mean, don't know if you can even call them an underdog. Got a good question from Lance, and I might even do this now while it's on my mind. He wants to know when are the squads announced. They should be there on the website. Well, they certainly were. We're still working a few things out, but yeah, they should be there. So if I give you a link, I'll put it in this chat now. You should be able to go check out the squads, and then as usual, you'd be able to check on the profiles. Pretty sure they're all there. But if some aren't, they'll be there pretty shortly. So because I'm responsive, we'll put it in right now. Okay. Wayne wants to ask a question. Well, if you really want to, Wayne, you can. In fact, I think you just did. So yeah, interactive chat, trying to do it. All right. So what are we up to? So ACT's done. We've got two teams to go in Group B. Al Fatah of Cyprus are next. Okay, here. Oh, I just saw something that's going to be beautiful. Okay, you ready? So, Al Fatah have been drawn by Kyle Nowak, as well as Nish. Nish, of course, you must know really well, Nish Bart, who was commentating with us last year. Might make a cameo or two this year, but I know he's picked up an opportunity in the UK, so he's not really that available. But Nish, of course, was born and bred in Cyprus, and he's drawn the Cypriot team. So what are the odds of that? I can tell you, 1 in 35. But yeah, Nish has drawn Al Fatah. Steve Penn, who's often at the Cardamar Oval, he's got Al Fatah as well. Mubarak Hossein Sheikh has Al Fatah. Stephen Jones has Al Fatah. Michael Daub, as well as Subrato Halda, as well as Lauren Thomas Jr. They're the teams that have, they're the people that have drawn Al Fatah. Okay, so funny one there is Nish, because Nish is obviously from Cyprus. So yeah, I love that Trip thinks this is quality entertainment. I suppose the best live stream I've done in the last 4 years, because it's the only one. Okay, to wrap up Group B, Byron of Greece. They've beaten Hornchurch before, don't forget. So, look, danger team. I didn't see the Mummy on the team list. The Mummy was kind of unstoppable a couple of years ago, till he was finally stopped in the final. Byron actually, so funny one. Yeah, Byron and Hornchurch were drawn in the same group 2 years ago. And Byron actually beat Hornchurch then. So they get to meet again. Okay, so Byron of Greece. Paul has drawn Byron, as well as Golan Mustafa, Shiva Kumar Naidu, Shauna Henry. She's a former sweep winner. That's actually Stefan Gooch's mum. Luckily, Estonia is not in this group. Or that, so I should say Budapest Blinders, because that's who Steph's playing for in this one. So Shauna's in there for Byron. Tim Rogers, as well as Little M, as well as Mandrake and Sivagam. So there's Group B. And Little M's actually a friend, so I might just send a quick message saying who they got, because I know it's not a good time zone there. If you'll excuse me for a second. I know that I'll be happy to get that message as soon as possible. All right, so are we good? That's 2 groups. How long has this taken? That's not so bad. What are we going, like 5 minutes a group, give or take? All right, you know what it means? We are doing Group C. All right, here we go. So Group C, we've got Grange of Scotland, first time to the Cardamar Oval, but I think they'll be very, very good. Royal Strikers Malta, Skanderborg Stingrays, or Skanderborg as they're known officially, from Denmark, as well as Christiania of Norway and Sofia Stars of Bulgaria. This group's pretty interesting because you've got Grange have never been, Royal Strikers never been, Christiania never been, Sofia Stars kind of, because they're another iteration of Indo-Bulgarian. So, and Skanderborg have been, in fact, there's like a curse on Denmark. They always lose group finals. So Skanderborg, if you remember last year, they were top of the table in Group A. They got knocked out by Gina Brescia. Gina Brescia started slowly, had a heater, and yeah, so that's who. That's who I think will be pretty strong. But Grange of Scotland. I mean, Scotland teams, they can be a bit hit or miss whether they adapt to the format or not. But I mean, if you win the Scottish comp, you're going to have some good players in there. Anyway, here we go. Grange of Scotland, being drawn by Petra, as well as Steve C. Now, that isn't Steve Cook. I know we have a Steve Cook, but this is another Steve C. Just confirming that. So, yeah. So it's not Steve Cleed either. Actually, no, it might be Steve Cook, because I don't have Steve Cook on here. So it probably is you, Steve Cook, or whatever Steve C's are out there. That's who you've got. How about we settle on that? So Rob Kemming has Grange of Scotland, all right, as well as Bajendra Yadav, as well as Vedant Godica, as well as Di Maria from Italy, Natalia S, and Ian Lockie Lockwood. You've drawn Grange of Scotland. Royal Strikers qualified. They're one of the last teams that we knew had qualified. Now, it's not Steve Creed, Thomas. It's not Steve Creed. He's separate. But thanks for checking. Royal Strikers, Priyam Pushparajan, didn't have the best international series for Malta last week when I was there, but Royal Strikers is a real danger team. I think one thing I was going to do is actually I was going to give you. Do have squads here, so if I wanted, I could kind of tell you names that stick out, and then we can do that at the end if you have questions about kind of who's in your team or who should watch out for. We'll have a bit of open question time at the end if we have time. But yeah, we're making our own time here, so I'm going to keep that handy so I don't slow you down later. Okay, rightio. So Royal Strikers have been drawn by the Knicks. And it's a bit of a what do you call it? Tradition that we keep the Knicks together. So we've got Northern Ireland, we got Nick, etc. So yeah, the Knicks have drawn Royal Strikers of Malta. You've also got Ullman, as well as Matt M, Michael Pym, Vinay Bangalore, Craig Element, and Ronnie Spraggan. So yeah, these are your people that have Royal Strikers of Malta. Moving on to Skanderborg. I'm sure the Stingrays would love to have a big one. But here are the names. The names are David Colintome, as well as Ufus. Yeah, Ufus, Terry, of course. As well as Steve McVeigh, Kyle Abbott, Magic Spray Mary, Amogalang Shanga, and Mohammed Sumon. So, yeah, these are your people for Skanderborg of Denmark. Christiania, first time, but they've got Raz Iqbal, who's really experienced. He's captained Norway a lot. Been drawn by Kevin O'Brien. So actually he's been drawn, Kevin, against the Scottish team. Of course, Kevin played a lot of cricket for Ireland. He'll be captaining, or he's the icon player, I assume he'll be captain of the British and Irish 11 in the Western Shield next week. Kevin O'Brien, we'll have to tell him then. Adarsh Anil Kumar has Christiania of Norway. Richard Moore, Chris Schinkel, who's in the Netherlands, has Christiania, as well as Max Pato and Sam from Down Under. They're like a package deal. Stephen Kelp, also from the Netherlands. So two from the Netherlands drawing Christiania. And Jim B. I know Jim's been in the chat recently. So, yeah, they're the Christiania names. One more, then I'll take a quick 1 minute breather just to check something that's come in, read the graphics. But yeah, it's a bit of a 24/7 job, ECN, if you hadn't worked that out by now. And what are we? We're an hour and a half before Portugal as well. Okay, Sophia Stars, Prakash Mishra, expect to see him there. Probably one of the best cooks on the tour. He owns a restaurant and he overfeeds us when we go to Bulgaria. Okay, here we go. Sophia Stars of Bulgaria in Group C. Jeffrey Maguire. Well, there you go, Jeffrey Maguire. We know him very well. Maya Patel, who's in the UK. Jacob Stewart, of course, up in Estonia, youngster, as well as Robert McCulloch. SkyQuest, who I know has been on a bit lately, as well as Marnus loose bus change, as well as Cliff Curtis and Ashu. They have all drawn Sophia Stars in Group C. So we're 3 groups out of 7, and we're making better time than I thought, but we'll see. All right, now I'm going to do this thing again where I disappear, but I will be back, I promise. All right. Looks pretty good. Don't mind me. I don't know if you can hear me. Tell me if you can hear me now. I'm trying to do something. Are we back? All right. All right. So you heard me, but you couldn't see me. Okay, cool. Yeah, we got to. These graphics are important. We look at them a lot, so that's why I'm trying to do it. Everyone wants to go home from work, and we want to nail them by the end of the day. So yeah, multitasking. Apologies for that. Gives you time to think a bit. I'm going to think about Group D. You ready? Bang, 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 and scene. All right. So here comes Group D. Group D. Awesome group. Paco Badalona of Spain, as well as Zurich Nomads of Switzerland. They're really good. Brno of Czechia. Sorry, Cream, I know you won't get them. You can cheer for them anyway. Zagreb Assassins of Croatia. And Budapest Blinders of Hungary. Are you ready? Are you set? Let's go. So Paco Badalona. It's been drawn by Hawk Moon. Hey, Hawk Moon. As well as Les Hall, Pablo Zamora, Josh Sayers, Somnath Som, Gregor Galway. I think Gregor's been around. Ederico, as well as Matt Thomason. So you've drawn Paco Badalona, former champions, of course, champions in 2022. Okay. Cool. Zurich Nomads of Switzerland. All right, interesting. So have been drawn by Simon the Medic. Simon, I think you might be here at the moment. So hi Simon. Hopefully you're well. You've drawn Zurich Nomads, who, by the way, I remember they hit 203 in one game, and it was brutal. But then, who was it? It was Geneva, almost chased it down. I think it was 203 to 178 in the end. And Geneva only needed 51 only off the last 3 overs, but then kind of messed it. So, yeah, Simon the Medic's in there. Siddiqui Kuram Naeem has Zurich Nomads. Physio Shuvo does. Georgie Parker, of course, she's in the draw. She's drawn Zurich Nomads. You also got C6 Herb in there, as well as Pranshu Golu and Selvakumar Marugusamy. You've drawn Zurich Nomads of Switzerland. Brno of Czechia have been drawn by Rob the Groundsman, who is actually right here in Barcelona. You probably know Rob from the fantastic video that was done on him. Works at the Montjuic ground here. So Rob the Groundsman has Brno, as well as Elsboy, as well as Ty Hopes, as well as Liam Zammit, as well as Hugh Newsom, who was a part of the preview I recorded yesterday with the TPL Cricket Show with Ian. Abdul Khan has Brno, as well as Golden Star Bond, who are in Germany. And Pista Bay has Brno as well, of Czechia. Zagreb Assassins of Croatia have been drawn by Brad Jones, who is down under, as well as Vipin Patel. John Tucker has Zagreb Assassins. Santosh Luitel has Zagreb Assassins. Michael Glover has Zagreb Assassins. I love this. Corey Rutgers has Zagreb Assassins. And yeah, been drawn in the same group against a lot of his players who will be playing for Paco Care. So Corey, I'm just going to I know Corey's probably not in here. Can't wait to tell him what do you think Corey's reaction is going to be? I want you to type in the chat what you think Corey's message back will be. I'll be like, hey mate, just to let you know, he's going to love it. You drew Zagreb Assassins in the sweep, and they are in the group with Pac I Care, and I might have had Budapest Blinders. Who knows them pretty well. Good luck. Not saying that Assassins can't swing a surprise, but I know that it's just funny that he has been drawn against Spain. So what's Corey's message back to that? Give us your fake messages. All right. So Corey has Zagreb Assassins, as well as Praveen F and Iggy Mitchell. So yeah, you guys have Zagreb Assassins from Croatia. Okay, Budapest Blinders. A couple of big wild cards there. Got Jason Van der Merwe. Got the Flipologist, Jacob Mulder. So, add that to, there's a lot of good players. Corey just reminded me that he actually won the sweep last year with England. That's true. All right, so maybe jump on the Assassins. All right, so you got Blinders from Hungary. Have been drawn by Martin Gleaves, as well as Prakar Thakur, as well as Kai Bay, as well as Mark Flotz, Amy Sarah, Mahmoud White, and Mitu Bai. So that's Budapest Blinders of Hungary in Group D. I should mention as well that I'll post all these on my social media when we're done, and also that whoever wins the groups, obviously they come back for Championship Week, which is the 17th to 21st of March. All right. Corey is now in a chat with me, so let me just block him. Let's have a look. I'm going to send him the link because, you know, why not? Should we try and get Corey in here? Do you reckon we can get him in? You know, I always have to FaceTime him one-on-one, so at least I've got some support. What have we got here? Is Gooch playing for the Blinders this year? Yep, he is. Yeah, of course, yeah. He actually was part of starting that club when he was living in Hungary, but he is qualified to play for Estonia on citizenship, so yeah. Okay. Yeah, Wayne says tell the big sook to come in here. All right, how are we doing here? Wait for him to come on. Yeah, Corey will want it in the chat as admin. I suppose I'd love someone to be able to block him. But hey, look, we're getting off track. So I'm done. I'm done with Group D. So we're over halfway now. It's 4 groups out of 7. Group E is next. Okay. Group E. Still no Corey. Oh, there he is. Hey, Corey. How you doing? Buenas tardes. Yeah. You can all unload on Corey. It's fine. So, yeah. He now knows that he has drawn Zagreb Assassins. You know, maybe if Croatia have success, you can say, well, the Spanish team went there and obviously improved standards a little bit. Maybe that's rubbed off. Let's see. They do have a Vukovic. That'll make you happy. I think it's Luke Vukovic is playing, but we haven't seen Luke before. But obviously, the Vukovic family has had quite an effect on Croatian cricket, haven't they? Yeah, Zagreb Assassins. Corey's happy with his choice. Look, you got Luke Vukovic in there. He's a 21-year-old, almost 22. Hasn't played. Only player we haven't seen yet. But don't worry, Corey. You got Nigel Vincent to field down at 3rd. Anyway, we're getting off track. All right, let's go. Now this is Group E, and actually, Corey, I'm glad you're here because Lisbon are in Group E from Ireland, first time there. VCC of Voorburg are there from the Netherlands. Ariana CC of Sweden, not Ariana Keefe that were at the ECL a couple of years ago. Their rival club, actually, Ariana from the south of Sweden. Empire CC of Finland and Talon Strikers. The reason I'm glad you're here, Corey, is that Lisbon have been drawn by Max O'Dowd. So Max O'Dowd, the Netherlands national player and former ECL winner, in fact, MVP of the ECL back in 19, he's drawn Lisbon, who are against the Dutch club. So Max O'Dowd has drawn Lisbon of Ireland, as well as Christina and Honza, as well as SF Shohag, as well as Ben Irving, Andrew Batchelder and Spiegel, Emmanuel Robbins, and Simon Chowdhury. You have drawn Lisbon of Ireland in Group E starting on the 8th of March. Voorburg, aka VCC of the Netherlands, have been drawn by Lee Tuck, Steve C, Sukesh Prudvi, Matt Hetherington, as well as Darren Whitlock, Mark Hullett, Luke Goodyear, and Peter Colgrave. I think it'll be very competitive. Probably a couple of players I would have loved to have seen from them. Maybe Kingma, Bastillada. Hey, who knows? Maybe there's time for late changes. What do you think, Corey? What are the chances? But anyway, should be good. Let's move on to Ariana CC of Sweden. Watch out for Nusratullah Sultan, who's a massive unit, and Wafa, the original cross-handed bandit on the network. Can smash huge sixes. He's their wildcard from Kristianstad, also in the south of Sweden. So if you love people hitting big sixes with their hands the other way around on the bat, good news, you're in luck. Okay, so Ariana CC of Sweden have been drawn by Rob Thompson of New Zealand, as well as Sage Ajmal, Saeed Ajmal, of course, is captaining the Asian 11 in the Western Shield. So he's drawn Ariana CC. Gail Williams, as well as Thomas Martinez. There we it, Thomas. At least he didn't get drawn against Spain. So Thomas Martinez, Jeff Maguire, as well as James Peel, Navid Serai, and John Gray. Okay, so there you go. A couple that I know that are intent on finding out pretty quickly. So you got Rob Thompson's in there, John Gray's in there, Thomas Martinez is in there, Ariana CC, their first time to the ECL. But we know the Swedish teams, they lap it up, don't they? They're really suited to the format. And they have played a fair bit in ECS cricket, so they've got experience. Okay, Empire CC of Finland. So a bit of a northern exposure, this group, with Sweden, Finland, and Estonia all in. So here we go. We've got Empire CC of Finland, Denver Thurston, as well as Peter Paul, as well as Danny Hudacek, our very own. Yeah, we kind of decided that, okay, Corey's a bit of an exception. Myself and Rico we're not normally in. In fact, Corey wouldn't be in, but we thought it would be fun, and it is. But like Tina's in, Danny's in, Tina, Danny, Phil, obviously heard already, even Charlie and Nish. So some of our commentators are in the sweep as well. So Danny Hudacek has Empire CC. Of course, Danny will be commentating not too long after ECL with us. Was 20. That's from South Africa. Is in for Empire CC. Jawad A is in there. Jawad has got Empire. Even saw some big hitting when they made, was it 221 and almost had 2 century makers in one innings last year. But that's Talon Stallions. This is Talon Strikers who actually won the ECS last year. We saw Hassan Amjad hit 183 not out, second highest score ever. So, scoring runs is never really a problem for Estonian teams. Sometimes defending has been a bit of a problem. Let's see. So, Talon Strikers of Estonia have been drawn by Mad Nomad, as well as Paul Hayes, as well as Johnny Clark. TPL Cricket Show, Ian has drawn Talon Strikers. Wayne, you have drawn Talon Strikers, as well as Martha Cat, as well as the Empanada Shop, as well as Paul Kempen. Okay, so there you go. Wayne's excited. He's got Talon Strikers. They are strikers. I mean, by the way, player to watch for them. Wild card from the Stallions. Stallions really had one player that stood up their first ECL, but then he was unavailable last year. Saif Ur-Rahman, who's basically, what do they call him? Rhino calls him the Baltic boss, because he basically is Chris Gale, if you look at him, but like in better shape. So yeah, Saif Ur-Rahman has been picked up as a wild card by Talon Strikers. So there you go. And Paul obviously has drawn, Paul Kempen has drawn Talon Strikers there as well. Yeah, TPL Cricket Show will be very interested. At least they haven't drawn someone in the England group, so they don't have to be conflicted. Okay, that's Group E. So we've got 2 groups to go. We'll have time. We might be able to round this out by the top of the hour. Give you an hour off before we head off to Portugal. Okay, Group F is pretty good one. It's 11th to 13th of March. You've got Old Victorians of Jersey as well as Farmers of Jersey. So the double Jersey group. You've got Wolfsburger Optimists. Who wants them just for their name? That's of Luxembourg. First time to the Cardiff Oval. As well as Istanbul KSK and Ljubljana. Fun fact here, and I don't think there's another group. I actually didn't check. But they have 4 of the 5 teams that have been before to an ECL. I think there's no other group that has anything like that. Should I check? So, yeah, because only Wolfsburger Optimists haven't been to an ECL. Old Victorians have last year. They were runners-up. Farmers have been a couple of times. Istanbul KSK have been before. They had the best celebrations ever when they played. And Ljubljana were involved last year, the first time Slovenia were involved. Let me do a quick check. So in Group A, 3 of the teams had been before. In Group B, 3 had been before. In Group C, only 1.5 have been before. Sophia Stars. Group D, 1, 2, 3. 3 had been before. Group E. Yeah, Group E, actually, you've got only one of the teams in Group E has been before, Empire CC. All the others are new to the ECL. Group F, like I said, 4 of the 5. And Group G, just looking ahead, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of the 5. Okay, so it's a bit more experience, I suppose, in ECL cricket towards the later groups. Interesting. So, yeah, only Wolfgang Optimists playing their first ECL. Let's go. All Victorians of Jersey have been drawn by Duncan, as well as KG1, Ken in Australia, as well as Glenn Linarden, as well as Holly Tomo, that's Rob Thompson's daughter, as well as Charles Harrison, as well as Shrug. Well, how about that? Shrug getting a Jersey team. As well as Kitty Hundley. Well, there you go, Trip. If Kitty's there right now, you said, right? So you've got all Victorians to cheer for as well. The other Jersey team, because the reason we got 2 Jersey teams and 2 England teams is the finalists automatically qualify, and then there's still the slot for the country in addition. Okay? As well as Farmers. Are you ready? Dave B has Farmers. He's drawn Farmers of Jersey in Group F, as well as Jiminy Cricket, as well as Fred Norris, as well as Peter O'Connor, as well as Jeanette Morley, Shohab, Rob Lowry, and S. Khan. You've drawn Farmers in Group F. Okay? Here's the one that everyone wants because they got a cool name. Good team, though, as well. Eustace Mays. In his 40s, but he's fit, he's tall, cracks the ball. Anyway, and Eustace actually grew up in the Netherlands system, but he's lived in Luxembourg for a while now, and I think he's recently retired from international cricket. Okay, Wolfgang Optimists, Andrew Thompson, as well as Mike Seal, as well as Maya, Daniel McNeil, Jules Udebridge, as well as Javed Muhabbat and Aftab Fida Saifal. Okay, so that's Wolfgang Optimist. Still slot actually up for grabs there. We've got room for about a dozen kind of latecomers. Anyway, Istanbul KSK, the Turkish side, when they won their first 2 games at the ECL, I think I've seen World Cups won, seen it all. I think these might have been the biggest celebrations I've ever seen. Don't think they won a game after that. But they'll be back and they'll want to make a real splash. Here we go. Istanbul KSK of Turkey in Group F. Terry Richmond, as well as Harry Kershaw, Adion Tesarande, who I know has been in the chat recently, Jamie Dodger, as well as Yogananda Reddy, Bhavesh Chauhan, and Sarah Dawson, well, Julian Dawson's wife, of course. So that's Istanbul KSK of Turkey. And then Ljubljana of Slovenia have been drawn by Diana Oros, ECN photographer, as well as Krut Patel, who I know has been umpiring, doing a great job actually in Portugal in the night series. Lithium 1224 has Ljubljana of Slovenia, as well as May Webb, as well as Mishmash, as well as Binge Watcher, as well as Charlie Hunt, our very own, as well as the Prairie Fire podcast, which is a great podcast. I know that Adam Gilchrist's involved, Michael Vaughan's involved. So yeah, Prairie Fire podcast. You've drawn Ljubljana of Slovenia. Not going to lie, they are quite big underdogs, but got to be in it to win it. All right, last group then, Group G. And then we'll have about, 10 minutes for random questions if you have any. Okay, so Group G has Roma CC of Italy, as well as Independent CC, aka Indies of Guernsey, as well as Marlow of Portugal, Beveren of Belgium, and Mediterranean Vikings of Gibraltar. And actually, it's an interesting one because, only Mediterranean Vikings haven't been to an ECL before out of these clubs. But to be honest, so many of their players have been because, the club scene's constantly kind of changing. They mix and match their teams a bit in Gibraltar. So, you'll see Charles Packard, for example, who hit 32 off and over last year to knock out the Norwegians in their last group as well. It was Group G last year as well. Okay, so rock and roll. Group G, Roma CC has Cosmic Nana in the US. Hey, if you're there, Sherry. Sam Houghton, glad he hasn't drawn a Croatian club. Although it is funny because Sam's playing in the night series at the moment in Portugal. So he's playing against Marlow for Coimbra Knights. And in this, he's been drawn against Marlow in the sweep. So, Sam Houghton has drawn Roma CC of Italy, as well as David Brain, John Woodward, a.k.a. Woody. Hey, Woody, if you're watching. He's got Roma CC, Oliver Garnett, as well as Julian Dawson. Well, there you go, Julian. I know you'll be watching at some point. You've drawn Roma CC of Italy, as well as Lance Hall. Lance, I know you're here. So you've drawn Roma CC, and Alan has also drawn Roma CC. Now, if you missed it, the bombshell was Roma CC picked up probably one of, if not the most, I suppose we've got Western Shield coming up, but kind of high-profile cricketers to play in this format because they have Dustin Shanaka, who's played like 170-something games for Sri Lanka, including 6 test matches. He's captained them, their country, has captained his country in the shorter format. Yeah, and also they picked up Dhananjaya Lakshan, who has played an full ODI for Sri Lanka as well. So, and then you add in all the players they've got already, like Bilal Khan with his left arm thunderbolts swing around the corner. You got Kalagamage plays for the national team. Charles Fernando, who's constantly, a bit of a force there. You've got I won't go on and on and on, but they've got good balance. And Marage scores runs. You've got Samarage, who's another left arm spinner. Whew. Yeah, all right, they'll be handy. Okay, so we've got true what you said, Thomas. Then we've got Indies of Guernsey. We've got Chris Smith for Guernsey, as well as Colin, as well as Sam Phillips, who's right here in Barcelona, actually. Mario's Kublan, as well as RH Ucha, ECN Supporters Club Australia, and Rudolph the Camera Guy. So they've all drawn Indies CC of Guernsey. All right, so sensational. We only got 3 teams to go. So is anyone in the chat right now not got a team yet? Or is everyone being drawn? I'll leave that as an open question. But here's Marlo of Portugal, playing right now, actually, in their Portugal Night Series. Good hit out for them before the big dance. So Marlo of Portugal have been drawn by Mike Buckland, as well as Lee Mungo. The Marty Sheargold Show. It's a radio show in Australia that I go on every time and find out who they've drawn. As well as Jason Jack Berlin, as well as James Stewart from Estonia. He's drawn Marlo, as well as Khan S, as well as Damien Fraser, as well as Sohail Zahid. And this group, of course, is 14th till the 16th of March. And Paul, you're more than welcome to continue the supporting whatever teams you want in addition. I know Simon said they had to pop out. Let me just have a check. Have you been drawn yet? Oh, because I should be able to find you. But yeah, Simon. I tell you what, Simon, stick with me because at the end I'll be able to search for anyone. So I've only got 2 teams to go now anyway. So we've got Beveren of Belgium. Okay, so they're going to be exciting. I know Saber Zakir's back in. Hopefully he's actually, hopefully he's fit. But he was a real star of the first ECC actually for Belgium. But he's had some issues for such a young guy. It's a shame with his shoulder especially. Anyway, Beveren of Belgium have been drawn by Sammy Pepperell, who's in the UK, as well as Liam Day, Billy Whitlock. Actually glad that he didn't draw against Hornchurch, but Billy was actually a good young player for Hornchurch, and his dad, of course, plays and actually captained the side to the win last year. Jeffrey Mobbs has Beveren of Belgium, as well as Ivan B, as well as Lily Panda, as well as the Rock Stars. That's who we have from Beveren. Okay, so Jeffrey Mobbs, he's wondering, is he being drawn a team? I'll be able to check in a minute. So if you're not sure, don't stress. Although, hold on. I'm pretty sure I just read your name out. Maybe you must have just written that. Yeah, so Jeffrey Mobbs, you've got Beveren of Belgium. Okay? So there you go. Don't worry, we haven't taken you out. All right, last one. Last team, Mediterranean Vikings of Gibraltar. And I can tell you they have been drawn by these 8 people. Aaron Peter, as well as Alex Kane, as well as Tracy Pascal, as well as Dave Bennett, Saif Ansari, Anne Yates, Paul Burdekin, and Twilight. Okay. All right. So pretty much that does it. But what I will say is I think John Higginbottom was here, and so I can allocate in one of the gaps. Got a handful of gaps. So to do this, I'm going to have to be a little bit clever. And yeah, because I just don't want to put him at the first team available. I'll make it a random draw. And I know I have... okay, so... So first I'm going to put him on the list for next time so I don't miss him. Sorry about that, John, if you have been watching. Yeah. Okay, and that's what it said. So John Higginbottom, going back a little bit, you have drawn one. You've drawn Zurich Nomads. Okay, Zurich Nomads in Group D is who you've drawn. Again, keeping it random. So yeah, just going to put that in. So we've got a record of that. All right. So, firstly, what do you think? Is there anyone that feels like they should have had a team or they didn't, or anyone not sure who they had? Now, who was it was asking me? Or Jeff, I know. It was Simon, wasn't it? Good question. Simon, you have drawn, it must have been right there. You've actually also drawn Zurich Nomads in Group D, Zurich Nomads of Switzerland. All right? So, yeah, anybody else got any questions, comments? And this is open question time. Let's have a few minutes, and then we can all have a break before Portugal. What's on your mind? Are you happy with your team? You're not happy? You've got to be positive, don't you? The ECL is a place of dreams. We've seen a Bulgarian team beat a Dutch team there. We've seen a Greek team beat an English team. We've seen a Czech team beat an English team last year. So, yeah, crazy. Give us your thoughts. It's open to you guys now. What do you think we'll see in this ECL? Do you think it'll be different? Do you think the scores might come down finally? Do you think bowlers might be able to step up? Difficult as it is. In the ECL, I think last year we were kind of 132 par, but the championship week was nuts, actually. The championship week, what was it in the championship? I'll have a look. Tim's asking, is Arslan Amjad playing in this? Yeah, he's listed for the Talent Strikers. If you don't have the link, I'll put the link again so you can check out your squads. It should be there, right? I'll put it in this, in the chat. The drama this morning, are you talking about that last ball finish or the collapse by Gazoo United? Simon, or are you telling me something else? Thomas quite likes his pick, Ariana CC. It's funny because there's two Ariana sides from in Sweden, and they're like arch rivals. Ariana Keefe came before, actually lost their group final. Yeah. Oh, Trip thinks he's drawn the same team twice in a row. Well, it can happen, can't it? Last year, championship week, the run rate was, brace yourselves. What was it? It's just loading now. 14. Oh, yeah, it's not as big as I thought. It was 14. But we had a couple of days where it was just off the charts. 14 and over championship week. So 140 par. But we had one, I think it was the Wednesday. We had 6 games, and the rate that day was 16.4. Right? 16.4. Which is crazy. And to give you an idea, if you just take the last 5 games in isolation, because there was an extra morning game, you take the normal 5 time slots, it was 17.1 that day. So that's probably scarred me now. Yeah, Jeff, please start sledging. So the plan is, Rico, obviously, because we're busy with the night series and everything else, he's going to be doing the rest of the Malta series there by himself, but I will be able to jump in from the studio on the weekend, so probably hear me on Sunday. So assuming all the technology is working well, we can chat about it. We can talk about it. You can talk about it tomorrow, obviously. At the moment, yeah, I'm having to play catch up because I'm in my classes during the day in my week off. But yeah, discuss it, talk about it. I think it's going to be great. Honestly, we're really excited. Western Shield, though, as well, as you must know by now, 6 6 days until we start. So that's going to be massive. Yeah. So, yeah, if you're all good, we can pretty much wrap it up. About an hour. I think we did a pretty good job, didn't we? Stay tuned tonight. Coming up tonight, I can do my TV voice now. Coming up tonight in Portugal. Be a big night. And, yeah, we got Phil G standing by. What do you think of night series? Yeah, I think we've got Coimbra Knights tonight, and friend of the network. We've got Sam Houghton tonight. So what do you think about that? Oh, it's just flashed up now that don't miss, YouTube suggesting, and what a good suggestion. Suggesting check out the action tonight. Coimbra Knights versus Fighters. And that's starting in about an hour from now. All good. We're happy. Thanks so much for your support of ECN. We couldn't do it without you. We're constantly trying to make things better. Bob Pook. So didn't catch all this. Will I be putting it on the website? It won't be on the ECN website, but it'll be on my social media. But Bob, get someone to send it to you, or I can just tell you right now, if I go back to it, wherever it was, that I remember I think you were at the top of one of the teams, weren't you? We're looking for Bob Pook. He has got Hornchurch. Of course he did. Hornchurch in Group B. You have Bob, reigning champions. Everyone happy? Last words. Yeah? Thanks so much for taking the time. A little bit of a bonus. I know some of you have had a long day watching cricket. I'll be catching up now. Yeah, crazy drama in Malta. There'll be more to come. And, yeah, look forward to seeing you all soon. Love you all. Thanks for your support of ECN. It's great to bring the family together. Maybe we should do this more often. Let me know if you enjoyed it, okay? Yeah, comment on this video if you enjoyed it, and I'll actually check the comments. I'll see. And, yeah, it's a cool little tradition that's just growing and growing, a bit like ECN. Started with 3 days of cricket. And, yeah, we've gone from 17 matches in a year to 1,700 matches in a year. And that's because of the support we get from all of you. All right, good on you. Stay safe, stay happy. I guess for me, it's hasta pronto. Bye for now.